Well, it took nearly the entire 2.5 hours to find out why Furiosa only has one arm. What's going on? It's Eric with your quick and simple review of the brand new George Miller movie, Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, starring Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth. What's up, everybody? Thanks for checking out this non-spoiler review of the prequel to 2015's Mad Max Fury Road, starring Academy Award winner Charlize Theron. Now, in this movie, we have two different actresses playing younger versions of Furiosa. The first one, the youngest of the younger ones, is Alila Brown, who doesn't have a lot of dialogue, just like in the first movie. Furiosa does not speak a lot. So in this version, she, tells a lot of the story with her body language, her facial expressions, and just how she reacts in the moment, which I thought she did a really good job. Now, you can say the exact same thing for Anya Taylor-Joy, who's always been great with the body language, the facial expression. Her eyes tell amazing stories. But for Anya, one of the big things for me was the fact that with a lot of the action sequences that go on, I found it very believable. I really thought Anya could be underneath an 18-wheeler trying to fix a fuel leak. And when it comes to Chris Hemsworth, I thought it was a nice little change for what we're used to from him. That straight-faced humor that we know and love about him is in this movie. His character, Dementus, is very psychotic and ruthless. I loved it, because he did not care about who got in his way. Whatever he needed to do to get where he wanted to go, he did it. The only bad part I had with his character, though, was just the prosthetic nose they gave him. And so the makeup, it really took away, because every time you saw his face, you're like, fake nose. They should have done maybe a little bit more to his face to kind of like add to it, or just not even use it at all, because it was very distracting, I guess is the best way to put it. Now, as far as the story goes, I thought it kind of dragged here and there, but the action sequences are really what make this movie. So if you're familiar with any of the other Mad Max films, the action sequences are really what make the movies. And the creativity that goes into this imaginary world or futuristic world that they live in has always, to me, been pretty top notch, because, where they come up with the ideas to create some of these things that we see in these films is like always mind blowing. So I was kind of digging that. I guess the only downside to all of it, though, was that a lot of times you could tell if it was a computer generated image. A lot of times I kept thinking, it looks like a video game, or you can tell this was a green screen scene. And that really ruins the illusion of what you're trying to watch, the story they're trying to tell you. And a lot of times with a lot of movies, that really takes me out of it. And that's very disappointing. So I guess the upside to that was the action sequences still kind of saved me in this movie. Now, the big moment that I was really waiting for in this whole thing is, I think with a lot of people, was trying to figure out, how did Furiosa lose her arm? And I admit, I flinched. I was like, yuck. But the moment lasted a quick minute. It didn't just, snap off and that was it. No, there's more to it than that. And I'm not going to get into all the details of how it all happened. But yeah, I flinched. So for me, that was pretty good. And I was pleased with how it all went down. But when it was all over, my overall take of Furiosa, Mad Max Saga, wasn't a bad film, but it wasn't a great film either. I think it's good enough for watching one time. I think the ones who are really going to enjoy this movie are just the diehard fans of the Mad Max series. For me, I've watched them, I've enjoyed them, didn't love really any of them. But this is just one of those movies, it's good for a one-time watch. And if you're going to do that, watch it in a theater where you should. I saw it in IMAX, and that surround sound and the giant jumbo screen, it helped enhance it. So maybe that's the way to go check it out. But like I said, watch it at least in the theater where it's meant to be viewed. And if you do check it out, make sure you let me know what you thought about it with the comments below. All right, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. And Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, hits theaters this weekend.